Good afternoon. This is the weekly video update for Polk County Fire Rescue for April 6, 2017. First, I'd like to remind everyone of some scheduled events we've got coming up. We've got our command staff meeting is every Wednesday morning at 8:45 at the Bryce Building. We got the Ironman Triathlon April 8th and 9th. We've got the service awards for the BOCC is April 18th, where your peers are getting some 20, 25, and possibly 30-year awards. That's going to be great. And we got the honors and recognition ceremony at Polk State College on April 27th. April 28th is United Way Day of Caring, and the EMS Symposium is on May 22nd through the 24th. I would remind you that Son of Fun is going on now. That's why it's not on the list as on the schedule. It's underway right now. As far as the symposium goes, here's the poster for that. Save the date. May 22nd through 24th. Some great speakers lined up. Going to be very educational for the medics and the medical side. So please plan to attend that. Next, we've got some reminders and updates. The training staff is still working on an FTO process. I've seen the initial presentation. It really looks good. So they're doing a fantastic job covering all the bases on that. Also, the burn ban is still in effect. Now, kind of as a sidebar going through that, we would like for everyone to list the cause for any unauthorized or authorized fires that on your fire report. That this goes for whether there's a burn ban or not. We need to have the cause if possible or undetermined, or maybe go back after forestry investigates on these. But that's a critical information for us to have. Now, as most of you know, over the past few months I've been briefing that we have 5 rescues and 5 engines in the budget for this year. Now also next year, in next year's budget that would begin in October, we have 7 more rescues and 4 more engines. Now the good news is, well, hopefully good news. Chief Rob Weech has been working with the county manager's office and fleet to go ahead and place the order for the 7 rescues for next year and 4 more engines that are for next year now. So what that would mean would be that sometime possibly as early as October, they would be coming in. We would pay for them out of next year's budget, but we could order them now. Typically in the past, when they were, you had to order them in whatever year you got the money approved. We had to wait till October to order those or start the process anyway. So this will greatly cut the lead time. We should get them in October sometime. Now again, a lot of details to work out. It's not a 100% sure thing right now, but at least tentatively it looks like we have a good possibility of making this happen. Again, getting some of the older equipment out of the field, the less reliable, less dependable stuff out of the field, and getting the newer equipment in. So keep your fingers crossed. Chief Weech is working hard to make this happen. Hiring committee. As most everyone should know, Chief Stravino commissioned having a hiring committee. And a hiring committee is there to examine all aspects of recruiting, selecting, promoting, and developing quality employees. As you guys well know, I don't have to tell you that there is somewhat of a crisis going on now requiring a lot of mandatory and a lot of overtime. The county manager is concerned, Chief Stravino is concerned, the staff members are concerned, and we're trying to figure out, this hiring committee is getting the employees, the field employees input as to what we need to do. And we're looking at short-term goals and long-term goals to hopefully not let this happen again. But everything is on the table according to Chief Stravino. Any recommendations or changes that we'd like to make within reason or that are possible, you know, through all the process, we're going to have a good shot at getting passed. So support those members that are on that committee when they ask you. It is a quick turnaround that's needed. So before the end of this month, we have to have our recommendations. Now we're meeting every Tuesdays and Thursdays beginning next week. I know I briefed one thing, but that plans got changed. We got a better place to meet. So we're meeting at 590 Peace Creek for next week, Tuesday and Thursday, and the following week, Tuesday and Thursday, the last 4 meetings. Now, as a good benefit, we also, I spoke with National Testing Network, Greg Lanning, is going to be presenting at the next 2 meetings. They're going to come over and present their program and how they do what they do and some of their aspects of that at Tuesdays and Thursdays meeting. I've got them scheduled already. So the chief is taking this committee very, very seriously, and the input we have had two fantastic meetings. The employees are engaged, and I think we got some real good ideas coming out of that committee. So stay tuned. Good things ahead. Also, I'd like to brief you, speaking of hiring, we got some job openings posted. We still got the 2 vacancies for captain training officer, and that's 1, 2s, or 3s, depending upon your qualifications. And depending on who you ask, we have 13 captain vacancies or 16 captain vacancies. We'll take all we can get at this point. But right now on the books, as far as actual hard vacancies, we show 13. We also show 10 vacancies in the engineer ranks. Now, one of the things that came out of the committee meeting on Tuesday was shocked me, and I had to go check it out, and I want to clear up something. As most of you know, that on the job openings for promotion, it has a paramedic requirement within 3 years. Now, what came out of the meeting the other day was that a lot of folks were thinking, well, if they didn't get the paramedic within 3 years, that they would be terminated. That is not true. Those who do not meet the timeline for getting paramedic, we understand life happens and things like that, you'll just return to your current rank. You will not be terminated. That is per the new hire agreement. In other words, if you don't work here and you sign on now, you're signing on that you'll get paramedic within 3 years, and that suffers a penalty of termination. But as far as promoting to captain or engineer, and you've been here, a longer employee, of course that doesn't mean you're going to be terminated. You're going to be reduced back to the current rank, whatever you're at, until you get the paramedic. But it's 3 years, and again, this is on the table too as far as up for discussion. That's the current rules right now. As usual, love any questions or comments that you may have. Pass along to those members of the committee who let you know they're on the committee, or send me an email or something like that if you have any questions, or about any subjects that we cover in these briefings, or anything that you'd like to cover. Again, it's Rick Parnell at polk-county.net, and I look forward to hearing from you guys if you have any questions. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.